no sign of PM losing majority support. (2,234 new infections reported today. Hello and good evening. Thank you for joining us. You're watching News at 10 with me, Muhammad Amin Carlos. Well, there is no indication that Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has lost the support of the majority of MPs in the Dewan Rakyat. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Parliament and Law, Dato' Taqiyuddin Hassan, said that following that, the 25 motions of no confidence and 2 motions of confidence listed as the 26th item and 27th item in today's order paper are not matters that need to be expedited.
Saya suka menjelaskan bahawa kita tertakluk kepada peraturan 14 dan peraturan 15. Peraturan Mesyuarat 15.1 dengan jelas menyatakan bahawa urusan kerajaan hendaklah didahulukan daripada urusan-urusan lain. Memandangkan tidak ada langsung bentuk yang menggambarkan Yang Amat Berhormat Paguh hilang kepercayaan, kerajaan berpandangan bahawa usul-usul tidak percaya dan juga usul-usul percaya merupakan satu usul yang melibatkan sesuatu yang tertentu dan kepentingan orang ramai. Saya percaya Dewan menganggap itu bukanlah satu perkara yang perlu disegerakan.
Dato' Taqiyuddin was answering a question from Pasir Gudang MP Hassan Abdul Karim, who wanted to know when 25 motions of no confidence and 2 motions of confidence would be tabled, debated and voted during the minister's question time in the Dewan Rakyat today. However, the minister said there should be no issue for any party to show support to any individual among the members of the Dewan Rakyat to become Prime Minister. Well, the swearing-in ceremony of Perak Menteri Besar, which has been held 3 times since the 14th general election or GE14, is a reflection of a leadership failure among the assemblymen in securing solid support to enable them to focus their mind and energy to serve in the best interests of the people. The Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, said the 3 MB swearing-in ceremonies in 2 years had also created a new history for the Perak State Assembly. However, the Sultan said that was not a history to be proud of, and it will be recorded in history as a reflection of failure, not a success. The ruler said the people of all races and religions in all state constituencies in Perak, either represented by Perikatan Nasional, PN, or Pakatan Harapan, PH assemblymen, are having the same needs and hopes, suffering from similar struggles and seeking the same attention.
Setiap ahli Dewan Negeri dipilih rakyat kerana rakyat mempercayai anda. Rakyat meletakkan harapan bahawa anda akan dapat membantu untuk menambah baik kawasan tempat tinggal mereka, membantu menyediakan pelbagai keperluan dan perkhidmatan, membantu meningkatkan taraf ekonomi mereka, serta membantu memenuhi sebanyak mungkin keperluan sosial mereka.
Sultan Nazrin said the people, especially the low-income earners and the poor, or those who have lost their jobs and income due to the COVID-19 pandemic, should not be left to suffer or die as a mouse deer caught in the fight of 2 elephants. Sultan Nazrin said a righteous man would preserve in enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong, because as he knows that Allah will be his strength, protection and defense. The Sultan said this at the swearing-in ceremony of Kota Tampan Assemblyman Dato' Dato' Saarani Mohamad as the 14th Menteri Besar of Perak at Istana Iskandaria, Kuala Kangsar. Dato' Saarani replaces Dato' Sri Ahmad Faisal Azumu, who resigned on 5th December after he failed to obtain the majority support of the State Assemblymen in a vote of confidence at the State Assembly sitting a day earlier. Well, there will be no changes in Perak State Budget 2021, and it will be tabled at the State Legislative Assembly as planned by the previous administration. The newly appointed Menteri Besar, Dato' Saarani Mohamad, said it would only be approved at the State Executive Council level as a formality before being tabled.
Saya tidak fikir kita ada masa untuk meneliti ataupun mengubah apa-apa isi kandungan dalam buku bajet yang telah pun dirangka, dibincangkan bersama oleh sebahagian daripada exco yang lama termasuk saya. Saya faham, saya tahu apa yang terkandung dalam buku itu, bermakna kita tidak akan mengubah.
Speaking at his first media conference after taking his oath of office as Menteri Besar at Istana Iskandaria, Dato' Saarani said that the main agenda of his administration is to safeguard the people's well-being as a priority, especially in overcoming the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, he said the state government needs to ensure that the Perak Budget 2021 is not only able to revive the economy, but also to help the people who are suffering due to this pandemic. Meanwhile, 5 Perak Assemblymen have sworn in as State Executive Council members to form a new state government. The Assemblymen took their oath before Sultan Nazrin Shah at the Istana Iskandaria at around 2:30 p.m. today. The new EXCO lineup consists of 4 UMNO Assemblymen and 1 Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia Bersatu Assemblyman. The UMNO Assemblymen are Lintang Assemblyman Dato' Muhammad Zulkafli Haru, Rungkup Assemblyman Dato' Syahrul Zaman Yahya, Kampung Gajah Assemblyman Dato' Dr. Wan Nurashikin Wan Nurdin, and Bota Assemblyman Khairul Shahril Mohamad. The sole Bersatu Assemblyman is Dato' Zainul Fadzi Paharudin, who is also the party's state secretary. The 4 Assemblymen from UMNO were previously EXCOs under the leadership of former Menteri Besar Dato' Sri Ahmad Faisal Azumu, while Dato' Zainul has served as the latter's special advisor. Well, Malaysia records yet another all-time high of new daily COVID-19 infections with 2,234 cases reported today. In a statement, Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said despite another 1,112 recoveries made in the last 24 hours, the number of active cases rises to 11,867. Explaining further, the Health DG said almost 64% of the new infections reported today were from Selangor, with 1,428 cases. While he said the new daily infection figure from Klang Valley area is expected to remain high in the next few days, considering the migrant workers screening program conducted by Social Security Organisation SOCSO and employers in the central region. He added that about 124 patients are currently being treated in the intensive care unit, with 60 of them requiring the ventilator support. The death toll rises to 396 after 3 new fatalities were reported today. Well, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham also reported that the number of active clusters stands at 187 as 3 clusters declared inactive and another 5 discovered in Kuala Lumpur and Johor. Well, vaccination is a basic human right which must be respected and protected. Well, according to Foreign Minister Dato' Sri Hishamuddin Hussein, it is of utmost importance to strike a balance between efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19 and enforcing basic human rights. Well, he added that there exists a risk that global competition may cause an increase in prices of vaccines as well as medical treatment. Well, therefore, universal access to an affordable, priced, accessible and fair vaccine is crucial. In his speech during the opening session of the Global Human Rights Forum 2020 held virtually through the Wisma Putra social media, Dato' Sri Hishamuddin said a collaboration on a global scale is vital to ensure effective coordination of the United Nations efforts to promote global access to medicine, vaccines and medical equipment to stop the spread of COVID-19. Well, 217 people were apprehended yesterday for breaching MCO rules, with 7 of them remanded and the remaining 210 issued compound fines. Well, according to Senior Minister for Security, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, the most common offences conducted was not wearing face masks, with 99 of the total individuals having detained for the said offence. Other offences include not providing entry and exit logbooks at premises, not practising proper physical distancing, and participating in nightclub-related activities. Meanwhile, Benteng yesterday saw the arrest of 67 illegal immigrants, 2 skippers, as well as 4 land vehicles and 8 boats or ships seized. A total of 121 roadblocks were erected in accordance with OP Penawar, OP Benteng PDRM and OP Benteng Aksim. The senior minister also reported that 45 sanitation operations were carried out in 11 red zones, 2 orange zones, 9 yellow zones and 5 green zones in 11 states yesterday. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Abdul Hamid Bador today confirmed the presence of suspected acts of corruption taking place at the country's borders involving police personnel. Well, it said the Bukit Aman Integrity and Standard Compliance Department, JIPS, has been instructed to investigate the allegation.
Ada beberapa bukti yang telah kita terima mengatakan berlakunya perkara yang penyelewengan di kalangan pasukan yang bertugas di sana. So, saya tidak malu membuat pengakuan ini sebab daripada mula saya sebutkan tadi bahawa ada masalah yang telah berlarutan sekian lama.
Commenting further, he said all 10 departments within the police force will go all out to curb smuggling activities. Tan Sri Abdul Hamid said the smugglers are robbing the country's coffers due to the unpaid taxes connected to their activities. He added they not only smuggle cigarettes and alcoholic beverages, but drugs as well. The nation's top cop said he will not tolerate police personnel who are in cahoots with smugglers. Coming up, JASA allocation slashed by 45 million ringgit. Stay with us. Malaysia's Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG, performance improved in 2019 based on the achievement of the goals set. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Economy, Datuk Seri Mustafa Mohamad, said that good performance was recorded for all 17 goals. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development includes 17 goals based on 5 focus areas, namely people, planet, prosperity, peace and partnership. The goals are measured according to 247 indicators set at the global level in 2019. On indicator assessment, Datuk Seri Mustafa said for Malaysia, 128 indicators or 52% were available, while 73 indicators or 29% needed to be developed. He said the national SDG progress status was also measured based on the performance of 108 statistical indicators.
Di antara perkara yang menunjukkan kemajuan pencapaian positif adalah di bawah bidang tumpuan kemajuan masyarakat, di mana peratusan isi rumah yang hidup di bawah paras kemiskinan nasional telah bertambah baik kepada 5.6% pada tahun 2019 berbanding 7.6% pada tahun 2016.
Datuk Seri Mustafa said this today at the virtual launch of the SDG Indicators Malaysia 2019 report, and the second report of the country's SDG indicators published by the Department of Statistics Malaysia. He added a total of 13% or 31 indicators are not available, while 15 indicators or 6% are not relevant to Malaysia. Well, he said that all elements comprising the 5 focus areas would be continued in the 12th Malaysia Plan, or 12 MP, after having been incorporated into the country's development policies such as the 11th Malaysia Plan and Shared Prosperity Vision 2030. The Dewan Rakyat today passed a motion to reduce the allocation for the expansion of the Department of Special Affairs or JASA by 45 million ringgit compared to 81.5 million ringgit previously proposed in the budget 2021. Dewan Rakyat Speaker Dato' Azizan Harun announced that the motion was passed by a majority vote after being debated by 6 MPs, 3 each from the government and opposition bloc. Well, the motion was proposed by Deputy Finance Minister Dato' Abdul Rahim Bakri before the commencement of the debate at the committee level of the Supply Bill 2021 for the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, KKMM. Now, Dato' Abdul Rahim said that JASA, which was being rebranded as the Community Communications Department or JCOM, will have a different role as it is to build a digital ecosystem community, thus accelerating migration to the digital world. Well, he said the goal which had been set for the department was based on the Federal Constitution and the Rukun Negara as the main thrust to develop the community, especially at the grassroots level. The Tourism, Arts and Culture Ministry, or MOTAC, will roll out several short-term initiatives to boost the domestic tourism industry. While speaking in Parliament today, its Minister, Dato' Sri Nancy Shukri, said that the initiatives that would be introduced following the relaxation of restrictions on interstate and inter-district travel would include e-vouchers and rebates.
MOTAC sentiasa bekerjasama rapat dengan penggiat industri pelancongan dalam berbincang mengenai SOP yang perlu kita amalkan pada waktu ini dan kepentingan untuk memastikan pematuhannya. Sebab itulah kita yakin bahawa penggiat industri pelancongan kita telah pun bersedia dalam aspek ini dari awal dan terus dibenarkan. Terus bergerak sepenuhnya sebaik sahaja aktiviti pelancongan dibenarkan.
She said this when responding to Wan Hassan Mohamad Ramli of Pas Dungun during Minister's question time. Wan Hassan had asked the ministry to state its short-term strategies to promote domestic tourism after the easing of travel restrictions. Dato' Sri Nancy said the Rakyat will receive various incentives and promotions in the form of vouchers, rebates, e-vouchers, cash back in e-wallets and discounts for bookings for tourism packages, accommodation and transport. In other words, she said the government will give financial assistance or pay a certain portion of the spending for the Rakyat to travel domestically. Dato' Sri Nancy said that the ministry will also focus on building confidence among the people and raise awareness that it is safe to travel domestically. Well, 13 out of the total 64 rural road projects or PJLB, which were approved under the 11 Malaysia Plan or 11 MP for the state of Sarawak, have fully completed construction. And according to Deputy Rural Development Minister to Dato' Henry Sumagong, the ministry has also approved of 4 rural road connectivity projects worth 1.57 million ringgit at Kota Samarahan Parliamentary Constituency for the year 2020.
Sebanyak 39 projek sedang dalam peringkat perlantikan perunding dan reka bentuk. 3 projek sedang dalam peringkat perolehan, 9 projek dalam pembinaan dan 13 projek telah siap sepenuhnya.
Meanwhile, a total of 285 million ringgit has been also allocated for electrical supply infrastructure projects for rural areas in Sarawak for 2020. This will involve 16 projects and is expected to be able to provide electrical supply to 3,200 homes. Well, the Siamese community in Kampung Wat Paya Mat Inson in Pendang, Kedah is expected to enjoy upgraded broadband services within the next few months. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, assures to expedite the implementation and upgrading existing 3G services to 4G. Well, according to a statement by MCMC, they were informed of complaints due to the children in the aforementioned area being unable to study as the internet connectivity and speeds are not up to standards. Kedah State Exco 1 Romani 1 Salim and MCMC Chairman Dr. Fadrullah Suhaimi Abdul Malik yesterday had visited the villagers in the area to come up with a solution. Telecommunication tower upgrade works in the village have already been planned, with the relevant parties striving to complete it by February next year. This is in line with the National Digital Network Jendela initiative, with telecommunication companies aiming to achieve 4G coverage for 96.9% of the residential areas by the end of 2022, with the average internet speed increased to 35 megabits per second. And that's it from us this evening. In our top story, no sign of PM losing support in Dewan Rakyat. Well, folks, join us again at 12:30 p.m. on TV2 tomorrow for more updates. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Thanks for watching. Good night, and you take care.